Hey everyone, Andrea here from Paxton, Illinois. You can also call me #Andigirl. Sorry, I know I already started this live and then it got interrupted. So I am back to go over MyFitnessPal. And this time we are flip-flopped on devices here. So that's why it's in the dark and slow. So just bear with me, okay? So when you get MyFitnessPal app on your phone, you'll continue with Facebook or log in or however. Hi Pam. Hi Karen. We'll just say sign up and we're gonna hit lose weight and then active or slightly active, non-active, that's up to you guys. Genders, female, birth date. See, now it looks different on the phone. September 22nd, United States. It asks for height and current weight, so you'll enter that. You're welcome, Pam. Hi, Dorothy. So this is why when you're tracking and everyone says you got to be under this, you got to do this, like everyone's macros goals are going to be different based on your height and weight. So what works for some won't work for others, okay? So for if you're doing keto, the main thing to do is to stay under 20 net carbs a day. That's the big issue here, and we need to stay around 100 grams of fat and about 60 grams of protein. So yes, with your height and weight, I'm going to tell you guys the macros and average macros, and then you can adjust it to get to those amount of grams. So I will show you. And current weight, put that in there. Your goal weight, put that in there. How much you want to lose per week, you put that in there. And then it will ask for email and you'll make a password and everything like that. So I'm just going to actually go back and log in since I already have one. And it for some reason was not working on my tablet, so that's why we switched roles here. The password wouldn't work on the tablet, but it works fine on here. I don't understand technology. Okay. How is everyone doing? If you are live with me, drop a 1, and if you are watching the replay, drop a 2. If you are new, drop the word new. Tell me where you come in from. Definitely share this out to anyone who might need help with it, whether you're doing keto or not. This could come in use. Hi, Joanne. So, okay, right here, the 3 line, that's the menu. So we're going to click the menu, and then it gives you all these options: home, diary, progress, goals, challenges, nutrition, recipes. So you can put in your own recipes. You can search recipes from the internet. Home just tells you, it tells you what your calories and your food that you've had already today and your exercise. I know it's backwards, sorry. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the menu, and then we're going to go to goals. So right here, goals. And then it will say your starting weight and then your current weight, so make sure that's up there. And then we're going to scroll, and right here where it says nutritional goals, we're going to click that. So then it says calories, carbs, protein, fat. Okay? So we're going to change that because what the auto thing says is that we need 50% carbs, 20% protein, and 30 fat. Now, if you're doing the keto diet, you guys know that is definitely not right. For the keto diet, it is high fat, moderate protein, low carb. And the reason is when you enter a state of ketosis, you're burning fat as fuel. When you're burning that fuel, you need to also replace that fuel. Just like in a vehicle, you're burning the gas and you're going to have to refill it with gas to keep it going. Makes sense? So the carbs are what make you sleepy, make you have a burst of energy and then crash, and make you feel icky, makes acne, makes you just feel icky. So, I know I said icky like a million times. You're just going to click on any of these. It doesn't matter which one because it will bring it all up at once. So we'll just hit one. And see here, you can scroll this to move to what the goal that you want, percentage-wise. And it shows the grams of what that will be up here. So what we're going to do, it says carbs. So we're going to do 5% carbs. We're going to do 20% protein and 75% fat. So this is what it looks like. 5% carbs, 20% protein, 10% fat. And that will show the grams up here. So what this is showing me is 16 grams of carbs, 63 grams of protein, so that's pretty good, and 105 grams of fat. So that's actually pretty good with my height and weight. So you'll just make sure it all says 100%, and then you're going to click the check mark up here. Now, say you put these in and your height and weight, and it's up here for the carbs and the protein and the fat is totally off of what I'm saying, then you can scroll this up. Maybe you need a little less carb. Oh, let's see, it won't go less than 5. So maybe you need a little more carbs, or maybe you don't want to go strict keto and you want to just do low carb for now and ease your way into keto instead of just being like, bam, I can only do 20 net carbs a day. Maybe you want to start off with, let's say, 45 carbs a day. So you can adjust this a little bit. So that'd be about 15%. So then I would do a little bit less of the fat, but you still want a high percent fat or carb fat. So, I mean, it's totally up to you, but this is for keto, 5% carbs, 20% protein, and 75% fat. Always try to stay around 100 grams of fat, 60 to, I'd say, 70 grams of protein, and 20 net carbs. So we're going to hit the check mark. And then it's going to show it again. Now, also the calories you can change. It automatically says 1260 for me. That's not too bad. I'm actually going to put mine at 1300. Now, you guys, I am not a nutritional expert. This is just me going off of experience. So, if this many calories does not work for you, definitely adjust it, but I am not a professional like I just said, but what I normally eat is around 13 to 1500 calories a day. So do what you think is best. So then you'll just hit the back button, and then you'll see all of this where we go will be in the goals. And you also can set up your fitness goals if you want to be tracking your workouts, but we're not going to do that. So then we go back to the menu, and then we'll go to diary. Okay. Is this making sense so far? Drop a yes below if it's making sense. So then every day you'll go to breakfast and hit add food. We're not going to look for the restaurants, and you can literally type in anything. We'll just say eggs, search, and the first thing that pops up is a large egg. So we're going to hit that. And it asks for premium. We're not going to go premium because we don't need to go premium. So then it says number of servings. And so let's say we had 3 eggs. So we're going to put 3 servings of eggs and save. And then right here it shows 215 calories, 1.1 carbs, 14.3 fat. So we'll hit the check mark. And then it shows in there on your breakfast that you had eggs. So let's say, okay, we're going to also have bacon. So we'll just search bacon and hit search. And 2 pieces is 1 serving. So say we had 6 slices, that's 3 servings. So we'll hit 3 servings because there's 2 slices. So then we'll hit the check mark. Okay, and then you do the same for your lunch, your dinner, snacks. And you can also add exercise. You can also hook up your Fitbit to go in with this. You can also track your water. If you are not drinking enough water, definitely drink half your body weight in ounces a day. And if you're not sure, track all your water bottles. So I'm going to just type in some things. Let's see. Pepperoni for lunch. We'll just see that. 16 slices. We'll just say we did half a serving. And let's say we had some Colby Jack cheese. And 1 ounce. So we'll say we had 3 ounces of cheese. Okay, these are all keto foods. Let's see. Pork skins. That would be a typical snack for me. So we'll put that in snacks. Pork skins. Search. And a half an ounce. I usually eat 3 servings of that. And it says I just hit my daily protein. So what do? I just had breakfast, lunch, and snack, and I already hit my protein goal. And I still haven't had dinner. So this is where it's gonna take time to get used to what to eat through the day. I personally do not eat breakfast because of this reason, because you don't want to hit the protein, especially if you're having cheese. Cheese can add up real fast. The pork skins have a lot of protein in them. So it kind of just depends on what you're eating and how often you're eating. Let's say we're going to have chicken for dinner. Oh, that's weird. Chicken breast. It says 1 breast. No, not barbecue. Raw chicken breast. Alright. And then we're going to have asparagus. We'll say 6 spears. Okay. That's what we're going to have for dinner. Okay. So we're just going to pretend this is what we had for the day, which isn't a lot of fat in here, I can already tell. So we're going to go back to the menu. We're going to go to nutrition. And this is where it shows what our macros are for the day. So you can plan out your food ahead, put it in here, and see if it works or not. And if it doesn't, well, take out some food or add some food. And we're going to do it right away. It shows it as calories in this little pie. I'm going to hit nutrition, and this is where you see the bars to see if you need to get how much you have left, what your goal is, and what total you've had for the day. So right now it says we had 110 protein, we went over 45. Okay, so the carbs, it says 10 carbs, and right under it, it says fiber, 1. So that was the asparagus. So if you are tracking net carbs, it is the carbs minus the fiber. So you've only had 9 carbs per the day. Okay, so that's how you find net. If you're doing total carbs, you don't look at the fiber. Everyone's different on how they view it. You could, the most strict is doing whole carbs. I personally do net carbs because your body doesn't digest the fiber. So it's not kind of counted, but some people do count it. So it just depends on how strict you are. And it says we've had 85 grams of fat. So we didn't do too bad on the fat. We went a little more than I'd like for protein, but that's what you got to do every day just so you can learn by seeing and tracking what you can eat, what's enough, what's not enough, because you can get kicked out of a state of nutritional ketosis if you don't have enough fat. Okay, you have to have enough fat. You can get kicked out if you have too much protein. You can get kicked out if you have too many carbs. You can get kicked out if you're stressed. You can get kicked out if you don't have enough sleep. Okay, there are so many things that can kick you out of nutritional ketosis. So when you guys see that nothing's moving, you have to make sure, well, are you getting enough water? Are you getting enough electrolytes? Are you sleeping enough through the day? Are you shrinking? Maybe you're still burning fat as fuel and your muscles building at the same time, but muscle mass is leaner, so lean shrinks, same weight. Fat is the same, pounds is pounds, but that doesn't mean that your body's not changing. So there's a bunch of different ways to look at things. So if you're really stuck, if you really don't know what's wrong, you need to track your food, especially if you're just starting off keto. And set your macros like this. And if you're doing it for a couple weeks and you're seeing changes and then all of a sudden it doesn't move, then definitely message me and we can figure out to change the macros, adjust things. Most likely you'll need to go strict carbs. Maybe you'll need a little more fat. And this will actually show you an average for the week also. So it says today, day view, and you can go to a week and it will show you the average for the whole week. So that's what I will need to see personally to see, what your average is through the week, what we need to adjust. Okay? Does that make sense for everybody? Please drop a flame below if this has brought you any value. Because a lot of you have been asking me for help on macros and don't understand MyFitnessPal. So I wanted to go over this with you guys. And so the menu, there's challenges through Armored, which is the app. Yeah, there's no challenges available, but there can be after you track a while. Like, okay, if you track for this many days, you'll be entered into this challenge or whatever it is. Okay, so now recipes. Recipes, you go here, down on the menu, recipes. It says you can search recipes. Let's see. See. I can't find nothing. But you can create a recipe and you can enter it manually or search a website through the web. I always enter mine manually. And then you'll create its own name. So let's say you're going to make your own keto chili, which is what I plan on doing on a live. We're going to put keto chili. Now, the servings part. This is a total guesstimate until you're done cooking and adding everything and you know what you added of everything. So that part is the part that's trickiest. I kind of just guess. When I'm doing soups or something that needs to be scooped, I say, okay, a serving to me for this would be 1 cup. So I look at it, I'm like, there's probably about 8 cups in there. So I'll put 8 cups just to start the recipe. And then you'll hit the bulk ingredients there. And you can add it per line. So let's say tomato sauce. And then you'll hit the down arrow here. and we'll say ground beef, and then we'll go down and we'll put onion in there, and then we'll say celery, and we'll say eggplant, and I mean, there could be other things, but we'll just put that for now. One second, let me grab my water real quick. My throat is itchy. Excuse me, sorry. So then you hit next. Oh, you're supposed to hit next. Well, it all just disappeared. Okay. Chili 8. Okay, here, add ingredients. There's 2 different ways to do it. So this is the second way. You'll just add ingredients. We'll say tomato sauce and search. And then it comes up, and then you'll just have to know how much you're adding to your recipe. So it says half a cup is 1 serving, so we'll say 4 servings for 2 cups, check mark. And then it says, are you done? Is that all that's in that recipe or not? Then you'll just do the plus sign. We'll say ground beef, search, excuse me, and it comes up. And you can also use this little scanner, and you can actually just scan the food to make sure it's exactly right, but you also can just use a search. So ground beef, say 4, and let's say an onion, search, 1 cup chopped, we'll go with that. Say eggplant, search. Is this making sense for everybody? 1 cup cubes. Yep. And then, okay, say that's all, but we know there's more to chili than that. We'll hit next, and then it actually tells you per serving. So 1 cup of serving, we'll say, because that's how we are measuring. That's how I measure it. And you can actually change this if it ends up being more. So after everything is made, it's kind of a pain, but if you're making homemade recipes and you want to know for sure what the macros are, you're going to have to get a cup scoop and scoop it into another bowl and see how many scoops there are to get this exact amount. So this is how much is in there. And that's your recipe. So you'll hit save. And then it asks, do you want to add that to your diary? So we'll hit add to diary down here. And then it asks you which meal are you going to have it on. And we'll say dinner. And did you have 1 serving? So that would be our 1 cup. So that'd be yes. So it says, so we'll hit, and then it shows all the macros below it. And it says carbs 12.5, fiber 2.1, so it's 10.4 carbs for 1 cup of what our fake recipe was. Hit the check mark, and then it shows that you added chili from your recipes. So it just takes some time to get used to. Just set up the macros how I showed you and play around with it for a week. Scan all your food in, measure. That's the only way to know for sure what you're eating, what you're putting in your body. I know it's a pain. I know not all of us have time for it, but if you want an accurate measurement to know if you're getting to a state of ketosis or not, or why you're not, it's definitely a good idea to set up MyFitnessPal. Okay, well, you guys Have a good rest of your night. I hope this brought you value. If it did, drop a 10 below. And definitely share this out. I will upload this to my YouTube channel, so definitely subscribe there. If you are new, add me on Facebook, and let's connect. And you will actually see me again in a minute on my phone outside so you can see my hair, okay? So you guys have a good rest of your night. I hope this brought you value, and I will see you later. Bye.